Disclaimer, I am not a professional dancer or choreographer. I am merely a normal K-pop fan who has observed and analyzed things over the years, and my opinion will be based off 3rd-gen K-pop boy groups. In case you guys don't know, 17 is a 13-member boy group under Pledis Entertainment who are known as self-producing idols. They compose their own songs, write their own lyrics, and choreograph their own dances. 17 is arguably one of the best dancing boy groups in K-pop. Some may argue and say that other boy groups such as NCT, BTS, EXO, GOT7, etc. are better, and that's completely valid because those groups are amazing dancers as well. Boy group choreography tends to focus on being fast, intense, hardcore, sharp, and it has that wow and shock factor that everybody loves to see. But 17 is different. You heard of many idols or groups who write their own lyrics or compose their own songs. But you rarely hear about groups who choreograph their own dances until you meet 17. This creative freedom allows them to express themselves through their dance, and they come up with unique dance moves that do not follow a conventional K-pop formula. Here are my reasons to why 17 has the best choreography and is the best dancing boy group of this generation. Number 1. Synchronization. Honestly, this is self-explanatory. Just watch these clips. One of the main factors why I believe 17 is so synchronized is because of the chemistry the members share. They weren't from a big company where they had to compete against each other in order to debut. They weren't on a survival show, and they weren't formed on a whim where random members were put into a group just months before their debut. They were, from the very beginning, trained to debut together as 17. And I believe that this contributed to the group's dynamic and improved the relationship between the members and what made them dancing robots who are always 99.9% in sync. Number 2. Theatrical. 17 is very theatrical when it comes to dancing. Their Pretty You choreography is pretty much a whole musical in itself, and it is completely different from anything I've seen in K-pop choreography. A lot of dances focus its movements on beats, rhythms, and drops, but 17 tells a story through their choreography by corresponding them with their lyrics. For example, in Don't Wanna Cry, at SQ's part he sings, the members are seen forming a path and acting as streetlights for SQs. A more fun example would be in Monse, where 17 incorporates a basketball scene in their choreo, where Dino releases the ball and Verdon dribbles and scores a slam dunk. Number 3. Memorable. 17's choreography is very memorable, and it leaves an impression on its viewers. It's exciting and energetic, and for every title song they do, they always have a signature move that is not only unforgettable, but simple enough for the fans to dance along with. Here are some examples. Number 4. Girl group covers. When boy groups cover girl group songs, they tend to not take it seriously and they see it more as a joke. This can come off as disrespectful or rude. I'm not saying that other boy groups are doing it on purpose, but it does come off that way when they're over-exaggerating the movements, stereotyping girl groups, or just overdoing the aegyo when it's not needed. But 17 doesn't do that. They take that shit seriously. They make it their own, and they perform girl group covers the same way as they would if they were to perform their own songs. Like, you really can't even tell if it's an actual girl group song or a boy group song. This is just something I really appreciate about 17 because they take the time and effort to really show their love and respect to girl groups. Number 5. Use of props. Another interesting thing I've noticed about 17 is that they use props in their choreography ranging from objects and even their wardrobe. In Pretty You, they use a couch and book. In Ajun Ice, they pull on their suspenders. In Boom Boom, they use their bomber jackets. In No FUN, they use umbrellas. And in My Eyes, the China line uses a white ribbon to show that they are connected. Number 6. 13 members and no weak link. Typically, it's pretty easy to spot non-dancers of the group, especially when it's a pretty big group. But that's not the case with 17. There's literally no bad dancer in that group despite having 13 members and only having 4 of those members in the performance team. Legit, all 13 can be part of the performance group. There's usually this misconception where having 13 plus members is a disadvantage for good choreography, but 17 takes advantage of this. They never look cluttered and instead control the stage. To them, having 13 members is not an issue. Number 7. Formation and transition. With 13 members, there are countless possibilities for different types of formations. Not only that, their transitions are incredibly clean and sharp, but at the same time soft and dynamic. They don't just go hard and fast throughout the whole song like other boy groups. They're so quick and smooth at transitioning that if you blink, they'll completely miss it. Plus, they're very good at creatively switching out center members and they play around with levels a lot. Some members are standing while other members are on the floor. This adds to the level of depth in their choreography. Overall, what makes their choreography so complex is because of the precision involved. Each member has to get into their respective position by carefully maneuvering in a crowd of 12 other people, and they have to do it without getting in the way of another member. If one member is too slow, it can mess up everything. Yet 17 is able to do it perfectly. Hoshi also has a habit of incorporating a whole cardio workout in their choreography because he wants everyone to have their fair share as the center. So that means a lot more steps and movement. Paired up with their songs, which tend to be at a higher pitch for boy groups, this makes it extremely tiring and difficult to perform live. Number 8. Versatile and energetic. Since their debut 2 years ago, 17 has experimented with different choreo and music that proves that they are a very versatile group. I suggest you check out Dingo Music's 100-second video of 17's choreography, which shows their dancing evolution over the years. While boy groups try to act cool and aloof, 17 is just hyper as heck. They exuberate so much energy, character, and enthusiasm that it's difficult for other groups to replicate and cover their songs. It doesn't take that much energy to look cool on stage, but it does take a lot of effort to keep the same energy level 17 delivers throughout the whole song. This is why when you watch other idols or Korean groups cover 17 songs, it feels kinda underwhelming. Their choreography requires a lot of jumping, flexibility, on-the-floor movement, and intricacy while maintaining the youthfulness that 17 is known for. Number 9. Invokes Emotion. While boy groups choreo has this wow and shock factor I mentioned earlier, 17 evokes this sort of emotion that I myself have trouble articulating. This reason will be mostly dedicated to their Things choreography because holy shit is that thing a work of art. It's sophisticated, breathtaking, powerful, and expressive. If I were to compare it to an actual artist, it'd be Michelangelo. My favorite part is the pre-drop where Lucy sings with raw desperation in his voice, and then they lift Sungkwang up, complimenting him with 12 pairs of hands. Then DK pops up and starts doing the sign language for things in Korean while saying "gongbuta." Like, that's just genius. And at the start of the chorus, they do this hands up mid-bow movement, and by having the tallest members in the front, it truly enhances the height and elegance of the move. This mid-bow thing they do also reminds me of an end of a performance bow, which is a sign of respect to the audience for listening, which adds to the message of the song, thanks. And you can't forget about that wave and pinky promise move at the end. If 17 were to one day disappear from the world, this song would be the song they would perform for their fans. Honestly, Thanks can truly win the best choreography of 2018. that's it for this video, and just a reminder, this is solely based off my opinion, so please don't start fan wars in the comment section. And shout out to Hoshi, who choreographed all of 17 songs, because this guy is truly one of the most hardworking idols I know, and he's 1 in 1,000 that can come up with this choreography.